As part of the rollout for his next album, Music, Playboi Carti has been releasing songs showing off his new sound. One of the songs, 2024, would release on YouTube, and the two other songs being exclusively posted on his burner Instagram account, with the song Different Day having production credits from KPBeatz, with KP working closely with Carti and the Opium collective for a long time, having produced beats for Carti's scrapped project Narcissist, being one out of the two producers officially signed to Opium, and also working closely with fellow Opium signees to produce some of their best work. This is the story of KPBeatz. The earliest production from KP I could find would be from 2017, where he produced two songs on Thousand Band Fani's X-Files, Benjamin Blue, Benjamin Button, and She Used to Be Bad. With this being some of KP's first work, the beats surprisingly got a lot of praise from the fans, and using the song name Benjamin Blue, can actually find that KP used to go by the name Ken24K, as the credits to the song are different on YouTube and SoundCloud. But using this name, I couldn't find any additional information about him. During this time, he would also produce a song for Nestle, and his friendship between KP and Nestle will become very important in the future. Moving on to late 2017, KP would land another placement as he and DJ Flip would produce 6 AM by Thousand Band Fani featuring ASAP Ant, where KP would be posted by the ASAP Mob Twitter account, which is pretty cool in itself. At the time, he would also be part of DJ Flip's collective, 808 Cartel. And for the people that don't know who DJ Flip is, he's kind of an OG SoundCloud producer. He's produced a lot for Trippie Redd back in the day, on the first A Love Letter to You album, and also a couple songs for Famous Dex and Shoreline Mafia. Now moving on to 2018, he would continue working with underground artists such as Rob Banks, Thousand Band Fani, and Nestle. And by the end of the year, he would even be named in a list of underground super producers, which is pretty impressive, and in itself tells you how KP was progressing quickly in his career. In 2019, he would land his first big placement on the long-awaited Uno the Activist song, Glad You're Back. KP would co-produce the song with Young Ak, where they sampled Shanti's Don't Ever Let Me Go, where they created a relaxed ambient vibe, which was different for Uno. These placements would continue throughout 2019 and 2020, where he landed another Nestle placement and 2 more songs for Uno. However, on the 10th of July in 2020, KP tweeted, "Wow, I just got one of my dream placements." Then a couple of days later, another producer from this placement he just got revealed the song on their Twitter, with it being Homicide by Lil 1 DTE featuring Playboi Carti. But unfortunately, this song wouldn't actually release until a year later, and that wouldn't really matter as KP would get his breakthrough placements very soon, because around this period he would also start being managed by the artist Nestle, which may have been the reason KP was starting to land these bigger placements. Now just a couple of days before the 25th of December in 2020, KP would be told he had production credits on the highly anticipated album Whole Lotta Red, Playboi Carti's third studio album, where he would produce 2 songs from this project, Vamp Anthem, produced by him and Jasper Harris, a very energetic 2-minute song with the track sampling an 18th century Bach song, who was a German composer from the 1700s, this exact sample being commonly used in horror films in the scenes of horror and death. Which matches the vibe of the entire Vamp aesthetic for Whole Lotta Red. The second song KB produced, No Sleep, co-produced by Jonah Abraham, with this being another highly energetic song. However, it was one of the more disliked songs on the album. Well, that is if you don't like rage songs, because when you hear the song live, it goes crazy. Overall, these would be the placements that would skyrocket KP's career, especially after Vamp Anthem being the second most streamed song from the album, with it even reaching a platinum certification. Also, I don't know when to exactly add this bit in, as I don't have an official date, so I'm just gonna add it in here, because this is around the time Playboi Carti will launch his Opium label, where he stated himself that at first he was only signing producers, but the only 2 producers that are officially signed to Opium being Art Dealer and KPBeatz. Now I feel like this could explain why after these placements on Whole Lotta Red, KPBeatz would start working closely with Ken Carson, Destroy Lowly, and Homicide Gang. Again, I don't know when he officially signed, but since the label launched around 2019-2020, and Carti said he only signed producers at first, this time period would make sense. Yo, and sorry to interrupt the video, but we're very close to 10k subs, so if you guys could subscribe, I'll also comment and like, highly appreciated. Now let's get back to the video. His first placement in 2021 would be on the Sicko exclusive track, Ken Carson's Missing, co-produced by Starboy and Jasper Harris. He would then co-produce a couple SoundCloud exclusive tracks, but this time from Destroy Lonely, Guillotine and Millions. And tell me if I'm the only one that prefers this 2021 and no stylist era Destroy Lonely over this new like If Looks Would Kill style from him. Like in these older songs he had way more energy and like these unique flows, whereas like the If Looks Would Kill it's just boring. Anyways, in the summer of 2021, the long awaited Homicide by Lil DTE and Carti would release. He would also get a couple of Lil Gnar placements. I'm not sure if people still listen to him, so if you do, you're welcome, and if you don't, we're gonna skip over it anyways. And from this point, KPBeatz would pretty much exclusively work with Opium artists from now on. He would produce So What on Ken Carson's first studio album, Project X, with the track being co-produced by Rock. And this song is actually really fire, but it's also heavily underrated. It is a bit of an auto-tune mess, but definitely one of the more underrated Ken Carson songs. He would then produce Rockstar on Homicide Gang's Snotty World, and then also arguably Destroy Lonely's best aggressive rage style song, It's Up. And I'm telling you, this song's actually crazy. Lone doesn't usually spaz like this, but he went crazy on this one. During 2021, Playboi Carti would also tease his Narcissist project. Now, as we all know, this wouldn't end up actually being an album, it would just end up being a merch drop. However, there were screenshots of Carti saying, you know, fuck the samples, drop the album, and KPBeatz was actually part of that kind of rollout. He would put Narcissist on his Instagram bio, and would also preview a couple Narcissist type beats, and you can tell which ones are the Narcissist beats because a lot of them have this motorcycle car rev noise at the start. And as we all know, the whole Narcissist theme was motorcyclists. You can see by the merch drop, he dropped helmets and some jackets. And that will wrap it up for 2021. But for 2022, he would continue working with the same people. He would produce 20 Years Old by Destroy Lonely alongside Saw. I actually think this was one of Destroy Lonely's songs where he showed off his new polished sound, especially as it was one of the songs leading up to the release of No Stylist. And just a couple months after this single, Destroy Lonely would drop his highly anticipated first studio album, No Stylist, with 2 songs from KP. One of these being Veteran, co-produced by Lil 88 and Opium. This song was the only track on the album with a feature from fellow Opium signee Ken Carson, where they both went crazy. KP and Jonah Abraham would also produce Love My Gang, which is another fire song from No Stylist. The beat got hella praise from the fans, and whoever did those 808s at the start, bro, I don't even know, but they were just bouncing like crazy. Then for the rest of 2022, KP would land a placement on Yeat's 2 Alive Deluxe, and also 5 songs from Homicide Gang's Homicide Lifestyle. Jesus Christ. Now moving on to 2023, Homicide Gang would drop another album, with KP landing 3 placements this time, with one of them being arguably Homicide Gang's hardest song, Uzi Work. And if you're a real one, you remember the snippet version of this, with the sample which made the beat way harder. But they just didn't end up releasing it on the official version because I'm guessing they couldn't clear the sample. Now moving towards the end of 2023, on Friday the 13th of October, Ken Carson will drop A Great Chaos, with KP and Lucian producing one of the biggest songs from the project, Jennifer's Body, with this song appealing a lot to the mainstream. The album overall went pretty mainstream with 50k sales, but more specifically with this song, as it was ranked number 6 by the Rolling Stones in the Rap Song of the Year list, and the song was even reposted by Drake himself. Now onto the rollout of Playboi Carti's music. On the 7th of December, Playboi Carti would post an image on his Opium Instagram account with text saying I am music, and then 2 days later he would completely break the internet by dropping the song You're the Moon, and this would obviously go viral. We haven't heard any Carti music in years. It would get reposted by Travis Scott, The Weeknd, and the video reached 20 million views on Instagram in only 24 hours. The song would be produced by KP, Ambeza, and Out of Air, with the song and beat in general getting heavy praise, and people complimenting Carti's new sound, with some fans even saying he took inspiration from Blade, more specifically White Armor. And I need you guys' opinion, should I do a video on White Armor? I've heard he's seriously underrated, but has had a huge influence on the new wave producers, and in general Drain Gang music. But that wraps it up for KPBeatz, one of the first official Opium producers, working very closely with everyone in the camp, and I expect him to continue working very closely with everyone in the camp. He'll definitely have a couple placements on Carti's 2024 music album, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'd appreciate if you guys could like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.